Salt Lake City at the renovation on the Salt Lake City Temple, and the storyline is that they are planning on an earthquake happening soon, and the temple, I believe, was open in 1894, and it's lasted great since then, but they're planning on an earthquake happening that's gonna take everybody else out except them here in this temple. They want this temple to withstand this coming earthquake, is the storyline. But look how far down that hole goes down there. I would say somewhere around 40 feet from, oh no, more than that, probably 50 feet from ground level. Now this thing right here, that right there, that's the ground level. That's the original ground level around the temple. Just really interesting. You know, the question is did they dig a hole that deep in 1854? Did they dig a 30 to 40 foot hole and build this foundation out of it? Really interesting, you know, the way that they've just kind of piled up a bunch of stuff up against the bottom of the temple there. Makes it really hard to see what we're looking at there. So I thought, well, while I'm here, I could take you on a tour of this Temple Square. They've kind of opened it up to everybody. I think that they've kind of felt the heat about maybe people thinking that they're trying to hide what they're doing, even though it does look like they're trying to hide what they're doing. Quite a job, quite an amazing hole that they've dug here. And I guess this is a tunnel that's going to go over to the new conference center. This is, by the way, this is new. This has happened in the last 15, 20 years when that was built. And that replaced this tabernacle right here. And the storyline on this tabernacle is that there's not a nail in it, that it was built by a boat maker, and they built an upside down boat, and they used wooden peg all throughout the construction, and so there's no nail inside this tabernacle right here. It's all wooden dowel and peg. So pretty interesting. And they're doing this as well. I want to come over here and get another view for you. And they have some pictures up and stuff. And here's a photo of what they say is the construction. Sorry about that, didn't mean to have that zoomed in. So this is supposed to be them building the temple right here. Interesting. There's the tabernacle right here behind it. So on this other side over here, again, that's ground level up there where these, right above these metal shelves right here. And you can see that underneath this stairs right here, this is what people have a problem with, is underneath these stairs, there's a door where that ladder is underneath there. And so, just kind of interesting that there's a door underneath those stairs right there, and that's ground level. And I guess the idea is that these round things along the bottom that they're putting in are supposed to roll somehow in case of an earthquake. So that's what they're saying, is that these are like rollers that the temple is going to be on top of when that earthquake hits. And so let's take a look at this tabernacle here. So if I remember right, it still sits, it's still open. It sits 7,000 people. And I always, for some reason, thought that this was brick, but it's stone. So it would be interested to see if there is brick in there anywhere, you know. It's quite a building. And there's also Assembly Hall over here that I'm going to take you on a tour of. And back here was originally called the Hotel Utah. And it's a huge hotel that has been renamed the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. I think that they started feeling guilty that there wasn't anything named after the founder of the church after Brigham Young came into power. Look at that right there. You walk down to get into that door right there. Isn't that interesting? I find that interesting. And well, look at that. Holy crap. That goes down there a ways. I can't hardly even, I would say that goes down about 10 feet down there. And it does look like there's a window that's been blocked in right there. It's really hard for me to get that angle for you. But it does, that is interesting that goes down so far right there. Huh. So interesting. And they have a flower bed over this, different sections. That was really interesting. So, step up to get to that door. Doesn't really say anything there. Something when the plaque was made. Now this wall is a different wall than what the original wall was. And it is made out of new brick. The original wall, if you look up Temple Square, you'll see a really old stone wall. So at some point they found the need to get rid of stone and replace it with brick. And it did look really old. So let's see what we have here. Another one of those huge things that it goes down there quite a ways. Huh. Interesting. You know, what it makes me wonder is if this was taller at one time before a mudflood event. So it's kind of built like a stadium where you have all these entrances, 21, 20, 20, and so on. And so that's the Tabernacle. Let's go check out Assembly Hall. I'll be right back. Okay, I've come back around to check out Assembly Hall here. And I think the storyline on this building is that it was finished in 1888, which is a strange year. There's a lot of conspiracy related with the year 88s and what's gone down in those years. It is a beautiful granite building for sure. And it does make me wonder. I mean, this is interesting right here that, you do go down quite a ways. I would say, well, let's just see here. So this is 8 feet. So, well, it's actually about 8.5 feet to this little area right here. Plus, I would say it's about 12 feet down there. Now that's really interesting that they would have that go down 12 feet there. And it looks like new sandstone put along that edge there. You know, I believe that this whole foundation is not the foundation that this was built on. That's all been added. And you have vents coming out from under there right here. Which is interesting. I mean, how deep does it go down in there? And another vent back in here. Yeah, I believe that this is a facade foundation all the way around that. And right there tells you that that's not real right there. What's behind there is what we're seeing right here. You see that? So this is more real than what that is all the way around it. So how much further and deeper did it go into the ground? You know, the belief is that they found this building when they got here. And they found the temple when they got here, and they fixed it up. They might have even disassembled it. I mean, they might have disassembled the temple and re-put it up like Legos. That's the kind of block work that it's built out of. They could have numbered every block and took it down for a photo shoot and stacked it back up. I mean, that's a real possibility. So I'm gonna see if I can go inside. I'll be right back. This is the inside, and you can see that you step down there. It looks like you go down about 4 or 5 feet down to the bottom there. And there's a working back. And there's kind of like stairways going up front. Is there a basement below here? No, there's not. So, where does that door on the side go that goes down about 12 feet?
Oh, that one goes back to...
Oh, there's a door on the side over here? On the outside that you can enter in, and it goes down about 12 feet to a door down there? Do you know anything about that?
Is it on that side or right here?
I think it's on this side, right back in here in this corner right there on the outside.
Yeah, it goes into some other back rooms.
Oh, some back rooms. But it goes down about 12 feet into the ground?
It's basically, this is like a...
Because this is hollow underneath here, right?
There's a piano room where like people would have meetings, but it's not really used or anything, so...
Cool.
It's just...
All right.
Yeah. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. That's the storyline. There's a door going down 12 feet, but you know, that's just a sister missionary. She doesn't really know for sure. I guess the A is for Assembly Hall. So that's the storyline on that. Again, that's definitely a false foundation on that building. And if you just look at the building, you know, it is beautiful. It's a gorgeous building, but was it a little taller? Was it another 12 feet taller like those stairs originally? Well, it would be more beautiful if it was 12 feet taller. So, you know, it's a possibility, right? So that is pretty much everything inside here. I'm going to take you over to the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. I see that they're working on that. And that has one of the most interesting tops on it in the state. Probably the most interesting top there. So let's go check that out. I'll be right back. How's it going? It's a hard day's work, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's some serious work down in there.
Uh-huh.
You how far down does that temple go? You know?
For them,
Yeah. How many stories?
the temple
Yeah.
only go 40 feet down.
How many feet? 40? 40 feet? So it's 40 feet down to the bottom?
To the ground level.
To the very bottom level.
Yeah.
And that's inside the temple?
Inside.
Wow.
But you gotta put hydraulics.
And that's where they're putting the hydraulics is 40 feet down, huh? Wow.
Hydraulics for the architect.
Is there an aqueduct underneath there as well?
No.
No, huh? Huh, interesting. Hey, thanks a lot. All right, we're over at the Joseph Smith Memorial Building, originally called the Hotel Utah. This is a statue of Brigham Young. Looks like it's bronze. And a bunch of photos of the temple. It's just like probably the grand opening of the temple, or the capstone lane with all these people. And but this building, here we go again. You've got your new foundation on it. Now that is beautiful. That's an interesting material. That's something. That feels like ceramic. But you have your granite foundation on this building. You got your lions. You got your cartouches up here that don't have anything on them. Just an unbelievable building. What a gorgeous building. So they say that Brigham Young built this. Just a really interesting history of people coming out into the middle of nowhere, walking 1,000 miles with wheelbarrows basically, and then coming out and within 30 years building this type of architecture here. This one's a hard one to believe. And interesting that we see brick in here. And big old doors. That's not old brick, so yeah, it is gorgeous and it is huge. This is just the west wing so far. Lions all over it. Looks as good as the day it was built. That's how good they could build in 70s, 80s. They could build things that look as good 130 years, 140 years later as the day that they were built. That's how good they were, and we just can't do that. Wow, huh? Yeah, that is beautiful. It looks as beautiful as the day this baby was erected. And I don't think that we have that ability. Let's see what we see inside here. Hard to say what we're seeing in there. Now you have brick down the back side of it. You see that? So we have brick there. So was that how they originally found it? And did they wrap it? Hard to say. So there's the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. I'm gonna go around the other side and see if there's anything worth looking at. I'll be right back. Okay, I've come around and let's just check this out again. This is all new granite foundation covering something not original to the building. Interesting, they have like a little thing there, maybe for a statue or something. And you can kind of see that this is a pit. I mean, so, but we do know that this is a brick building that's been facaded with this beautiful work here, which appears to be ceramic. And you can kind of see that it looks like a huge throne, the shape of the building. Actually, I think it might be the shape of an H. I can't remember. But you can see that there's the east tower, here's the west tower. And I thought I saw that they were doing some construction in here, so maybe we'll get to be able to see something. That's why I wanted to come around over here. And you got another amazing old building over here, but hard to say. So yeah, there's nothing for us to necessarily see here. And that's a granite building right there with more lions all over it. But I'm not really sure what the storyline on it is. So that's an update on Temple Square. Let me know what you think.